Okay, full-time whistle has just gone at St James's Park. It ended Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. The full-time whistle has literally just gone 2 minutes ago, so I cannot hide my disappointment at conceding such a late goal to lose 3 points in a game where I thought we played well in spells. There was times when they dominated the ball, and they did dominate the ball. I think, let me check, 61% possession to our 39, so they had more of the ball without doubt. Their XG was higher as well, 2.73 on the XG. We were 1.43, so they outperformed us in XG. They had more shots, on target, but I don't think the game felt like that. I honestly feel that we were okay for large spells that game, so it's really, really disappointing to come away with a point. I was so hoping Isak would take that penalty and miss it and just sky it. I really, really wanted him to take that penalty. I honestly think if he'd have taken the penalty, he might have missed it. He might have missed that penalty. As soon as Szoboszlai stepped up, I thought, he's going to bag it. And it was a great penalty, great finish. I'll come on to the penalty in a bit anyway. Start with the lineup. So, man, I can't believe that. Hornacek in goal, obviously. I thought he played well, did well, made some good saves, made a smart save in the first half, went down to his left-hand side. Really good save. Distributed the ball well. Quite a lot of long balls today. We were playing a lot of long balls. Talk about vertical football. Dedic, again, solid enough game. Chow, Botman, centre-backs, both of them, good, solid games. Lewis Hall, I thought was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant today, Lewis Hall. Very, very unlucky to concede that penalty, which again, I'll come on to later on my thoughts on it, so keep watching. Obviously, while you're here, if you like the video, please subscribe for more match day reactions after every Newcastle game this season, possibly in between in the week. A few more videos if there's any big news sort of comes out, and give the video a like as well. Before the game, my big worry, Sean Sturr, Lewis Miley, the sort of two like double pivot and two holding midfield roles, and I was really worried. I was really worried about them two coming up against Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. But I thought they did really well. I honestly did. I thought they did really well. Lewis Miley was brilliant. Sturr got taken off 56th minute, but I thought while he was on the pitch, he looked all right. He looked lively. A few sort of stray passes, but overall, good game for him. Elanga, brilliant goal. Great performance. Wissa, for me, man of the match, without a doubt. Absolutely brilliant, Johan Wissa today. That is the Johan Wissa that we wanted when we signed him from Brentford. He was fantastic. In that 10 role, he was fantastic. Then he moved up front. Quieting down a little bit, but still, great game overall. Harvey Barnes on the other side. Again, solid game. Didn't get involved as much in the game. I feel like most of our threat was coming down the other side with Elanga, but when he was involved, I thought it was solid enough. Willisula, great up top. Took a knock early on, and after that knock, you could see he was struggling, I think. But overall, good game for Willisula. Who came on? So Ramsey came on. Ramsey and Willock came on. Willock, great, came on, scored that goal. Great goal, great finish. Wissa for that goal. Again, I'll come on to the goals in a bit when we actually talk about the game, but ultimately Willock, very good. Bamba came on, 76th minute, along with Murphy. Not a lot of time on the pitch, but from what I saw, they did all right. They did well. Murphy is Murphy. He gives you what he gives you. I do think he shouldn't be near the first team. As much as I love him, and I absolutely do love Jacob Murphy, I don't think he should be near the Newcastle United first team. I just don't think he's got the quality. But you can't argue with his numbers sometimes. You look at his numbers from last season, the minutes and games he played, and what he gave in goals and assists. you can't knock the lad sometimes. And then Fabian Schär came on right at the end, so just a bit of a cameo. I don't even think he touched the ball, to be honest. I'm not sure. But that was the starting lineup. I thought it was not. Was it unpredictable? It was an unpredictable lineup. No lineup would have surprised me today, to be honest. So I can't really say that I was surprised in the lineup. The lineup, the way Eisel wants to play, he's still figuring out. I think probably he's proper first 11. He still definitely wants reinforcements. But yeah, we'll see what happens between now and the end of the transfer window. So the actual game then. So 5 minutes. Obviously, Elanga scores that goal. Fantastic break. We talk about vertical football. That was, for me, that's what vertical football means. That's what it is at its best. You get the ball at the pitch fast, speed, breaking, pace. It had all of it. I thought Sula had held on the ball too long, to be honest, at one point. I thought, you need to play him in. But it was a perfectly timed pass, perfectly weighted pass. And Elanga, great finish. The keeper probably could have done better. I think Alisson would be disappointed. Probably could have done better. I think his positioning was a bit off. And maybe he didn't know exactly where he was in relation to the goal. But yeah, you can only finish past the keep where he is. And it was a good finish. So that was 1-0. Rest of the first half, I'd say probably Liverpool. Again, they grew into the game at one point, and I did think between maybe 30 minutes and 40 minutes, I was worried. I felt there was a bit of pressure building. I thought, we could concede here. But then we got through to half time, and I thought, all right, we reset. Eisler gets them in, gives them a bit of talking to, tells them what he wants. And then we go again for the second half. Second half obviously kicks off. It was the first couple of minutes of the second half was really open, if I remember rightly. It was back and forth. There was we had a chance, I think, and then we broke, and then Gakpo had a longer range shot that he missed, and I thought that's a warning. He had a lot of space on the edge of the box. I thought that's a big warning there. 2 minutes later, he gets the ball again on the other side of the box and finishes in the corner. Great finish, but someone, I think, and then, again, I spoke about Sean Sturr and how I thought he had an alright game. I think that's one thing he could have done better. If he for some reason, he didn't track out to Gakpo, and it didn't close him down and just left him with all that space. And don't get me wrong, you sort of, if you're doing that, you're thinking, oh, he's got to finish from out there. But in the Premier League, when you're playing against top players, you give them that time and space and they'll finish from out there. So you can't do it. Maybe it's a bit of inexperience from him, a bit of not understanding the level of player that he's playing against. I don't know. But yeah, great finish. So that was on 55 minutes. And then we score our second. Joe Willock. Great goal. Johan Wissa. Oh my word! He picked the ball up. I think he was in our half, and there was 2 or 3 Liverpool players around him. There was 2 defenders in front of him. He manages to get a bit of space and break on that run, and then he passes the ball to Willock, and Willock does this crazy little touch, unbelievable touch to create a little bit of space for the shot, and then finishes really well. And at that point, I thought, right, we need to hang on here. We need to calm down. We need to try and, because at that point, I feel like the game had got a bit stretched. It was a bit back and forth. There was a lot of space. They were on top of us massively. I think the goal, our second goal, was a massive sucker punch for them, and we needed to capitalise on it. But we sort of did, because we kept them kind of quiet. But then again, they grew back into the game. And then last 10, I was like, okay, we can see this out now, and I really thought we could possibly see it out. We made the changes, and then obviously that real, There was 5 minutes added on, and we sent the ball long, and the clock ticked over 95 minutes. And it was, I think, honestly, the referee was, if Liverpool hadn't then set off on an attack, if they'd have just knocked it around the back four to try and build an attack, I think the referee would have blown. But because they did go quite direct and forward with the ball, he thought, I'll let the attack play out. And then obviously the ball gets sent in the box. And I've only seen it, I saw it obviously real time, and I saw a couple of replays on Sky. I think it was a really, really soft penalty. Maybe I'm being biased and maybe it's my disappointment talking, but I thought it was a soft penalty. It was really, really soft. I feel like if the referee doesn't give that on the pitch, VAR don't overturn it. Let me know what you think in the comments about it, because that's probably one of the big talking points of the game for me, is was that a penalty or not? I don't think it was. I don't think it was. And that's even more disappointing. It really is. It really is, because today that would have been massive. 3 points today, a win against Liverpool for this new team, new manager, the young lads playing. I thought that it's going to be a massive, massive confidence boost. I think the performance overall will be a confidence boost, and I think Mateusz Geisler can use the performance and say to the lads, look, this is a good Liverpool team, all right. They've not strengthened a lot in the window. They've lost a couple of players, but ultimately it's still Liverpool. They're still a great team. And we sort of went toe-to-toe with them, and we matched them in areas, and we played really well against them, and we created good chances. The Johan Wissa chance, Johan Wissa when he went through, I thought if he could have made it 3-1 there, that's game over. It's so unfortunate that he couldn't finish that. I mean, it's a tough chance. Alisson comes out, but he just hits it straight at Alisson. You've got to try and pick a corner and finish or something, but I can't have a go at the guy. He played an unbelievable game. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Defensively, going forward, offensively, he was brilliant. So I can't dig him out for that. There was another opportunity where the ball got whipped across the 6-yard box and no one was attacking it. I just thought, if someone gambles and tries to get yourself in the 6-yard box, finish it off. You've got a chance to make it 3-1, but we just couldn't kill the game off. And standard Newcastle, standard Liverpool, they score late, we concede late. It's a pattern that's continuing this season, by the looks of it. Hopefully it's just a one-off and it doesn't become a habit, because it was a real big habit last season. Dropping points from winning positions. Can't remember the exact number. I feel like it was 26 points we lost from winning positions last season, which it's a lot of games. A lot of games where you're going ahead and then you're not winning the game. It's really unfortunate. So we can't afford to get into that sort of habit. Quick look at some of the other stats while we're here before we go. Touches in the opposition box, they had 36, we had 16. Big chances, 3 each. Big chances missed, 2 each. So yeah, big chances, 3 big chances, and we had, obviously we took 2, but that Wissa chance, like I said, the one across the box could have been a goal. Distance covered, it says here, 8.6 kilometres. Running 1.2 kilometres, sprinting 119 metres. I don't know how they get these stats, FootMob, not a clue. XG, so like I say, XG so overall XG, ours was 1.43, Liverpool's 2.73. Open play XG, 1.28 for Newcastle, only 0.78 for Liverpool. So in open play, we actually sort of kept them quiet. Less than 1 for the XG. Obviously, a penalty, the XG for a penalty is 0.78. So take that off. Take off the set play XG. In theory, it's 1.28 to 0.78. So we outperformed them on XG. I think we've got to take the positives from this game. We really do. Really got to take the positives from this game. Quite a lot of yellow cards. 5 yellow cards for us. 3 for Liverpool. So it's a lot. Is it a worry? I don't know. But against the Liverpool team, I suppose you're trying to break down them attacks and counter attacks. So sometimes you might have to just take the card. So rating wise, FootMob's having Cody Gakpo as 8.34 as player of the match, but for me it's Jan Wisser. Top speed, interesting stat. Anthony Elanga, 33.6 kilometers an hour, rapid, absolutely rapid. Like I say, great from Elanga today. But a point before the game, if you say, oh, you can have a point against Liverpool at home, I'd probably snap your hand off. Given the circumstances, given the last minute, the penalty, how soft it was, I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie, I really am disappointed. But we go again next week, Tottenham. Let's have a look at where we're at. We've got Spurs Saturday, 5:30 Saturday. So I'm actually seeing the Libertines this weekend on Saturday, but I'm going to try and watch the game on my phone before the gig. Video will be out probably Sunday. Wednesday we've got West Brom in the Carabao Cup, so obviously I'll be watching that one on Wednesday night hopefully, and I'll get a video out after that giving my thoughts. If you're still watching, thanks very much for listening to me ramble and chat shit about Newcastle. This video could have been so much more positive and upbeat if we'd have held on at the end, but it wasn't to be. So I will see you all on Wednesday night. Fingers crossed for a win. West Brom, lower league team. I think some of the young uns will get a run out. So that'll be exciting to see some of them playing. And yeah, we move on. We take it on the chin. It's a point against Liverpool. Before the game, you'd be happy with it. So we've got to think, Liverpool, a point, you cannot grumble. So yeah, catch you all on Wednesday. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. See you later.